Go home, my man. Young lady, go home. Go back to your husband. My man, go back to your wife, your girlfriend. Go back to your boyfriend, young lady, your fiance. I'm telling you all this because I was out in the streets. Ain't nothing in these streets but dirty sheets. And a lot of y'all think you got the prize when you leave a home. You think you got the prize. You get in the disguise. That's all you get. Because you're not the only person that's getting these nice treats. You get there, you go to play dominoes, you play spades. She's rolling up your blunts for you. She's cooking for you. But guess what? You're not the only one getting that treatment. You're not the only one getting that treatment. She does this for every other man that she gets. Or he does this for every other woman that he gets. And they just luring you in. They're really good at what they do because they do it for more than one person. You think you got a prize, you got a serious disguise. And it's not your woman, it's not your man, it's somebody that you think that they like you, that they love you. They don't. They're putting on the act because you told them about yourself, you talk about your wife, you talk about your husband, you talk about your boyfriend, you talk about your girlfriend, and they just sitting there smiling, looking at you, looking in your eyes and making you feel good. They don't care. They're a lot less than the person that you left. But you making them feel good because you tell them all the information. They're like, yeah, you should have left. Oh, yeah, because they want you as another supply, right? My cousin told me when I was messing with a lady, when I was cheating, he was like, you the side piece. So you probably the side piece for another side piece that you thought was your side piece. When he told me that, he's like, yo, man, you know a girl, when you left, she got married. I was like, what? What? I thought I was the main dude. When I left my main woman at home, thinking I'm going to another main woman, and I was a side piece because I had a side piece, and I was a side piece, right? And so they do all these nice special favors for you, and you're not the only one, my brother. You're not the only one, my sister. You left a home for a house. You can tell that it's cold. It's not always clean. You're not welcome there, really, but you're going in there, right? And you think you're welcome there. You think she like you. You think she love you. Just stroking your ego, because all you're doing is feeding her ego, too, because you're a supply. And you left somebody that made you feel like a husband. You left somebody that made you feel like a wife. You went for that demon, right? I wake up all the time, when I was cheating, wake up, fight my demons. Oh, what up, demon? And then go over to the demon's house. Yeah, that's what happens. So you got to be careful with that. And so, yeah, my cousin told me I was a side piece. It hurt me. But I put myself in that game, in those dirty streets and those dirty sheets, So when you with your husband or when you with your wife, you get that unconditional love. But when you with those side pieces, you get love under certain conditions. And it's not love. It's a whole bunch of lust. But you left that unconditional love for love under certain conditions. And it's going to make you feel like you're being loved, but you're not. You're being fooled. You're being tricked. Because when you leave a good woman, if you leave a good man for a lady that leaves a good man, you're not going to get anything better than what you had at home. You're going to get somebody that acts just like you. I did it. Go home, my brother, young lady. Go home to your husband. Go home to your boyfriend. My man, go home to your wife. Go home to your fiance. I was watching a video about Ace Metaphor, and he was like, you know how he be talking. He was like, you're just not husband material. And I was like, whew. For a long time, my brother, I wasn't husband material. It took me a lot of time to understand and to mature and to get to that level. But maybe you're not husband material. Maybe you need to take a step back and work on yourself and think about it. Call yourself out. I called myself out years after my divorce and years after therapy. I was not husband material. I was operating on my external features, and that was it. Outgoing, social, Mr. Look So Good, haircuts, being well-groomed. Oh, that's not enough to keep a wife, a woman. That's not enough, young lady, to keep your boyfriend or your husband. You got to do real things. You got to do internal things. You got to do caring things. You got to do loving things. Go back home, my man, young lady, go back home. And so when you do go back home, make sure you don't just overdo it. Make sure you don't just over pursue her. Make sure you don't just over contact her. The mistake I made was calling my ex-girlfriend 100 times a day. The mistake I made was starting to call her new names that she wanted to hear before, but it was all fake. So the best thing you can do is pull back if you want to get her back, because if you don't work on yourself now and she starts to slip away, it's going to be too late. And then when you try to go through therapy and then you try to go back too quick, she's going to realize that it's not genuine. Don't start calling her, hey, babe, hey, sexy, hey, beautiful, if you weren't calling her that before, because all it's going to do is turn her off. That's it. Make sure you just be genuine. If you're going to start over, if you're going to go back home, please go back home and do it right. Don't pressure her. Don't force her to do things that you want her to do while you were gone, right? You talking about, well, I left because you weren't doing that. Don't go back saying those same things, because all it's going to do is turn her off, right? Don't do that. And so I was overdoing it when I went back. I wasn't ready to go back. I was calling her all the time. I was pressuring her all the time. And all I did was push her away. So if you're out there cheating, doing your thing, and you try to go back and make her be somebody that she's not ready to be, you're going to fail again. You're going to fail again, and it's going to be a turnoff. When your woman starts to purge, it's going to be 3 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times. She's going to say, Leon, I begged you. Leon, this is what's going to happen. Leon, please come back home. Leon, let's work on this. Let's get back together. The kids are hurting. Leon, we can fix this. Leon, we can be happy. Leon, we used to be in love. Leon, we used to smile together. Leon, we used to laugh together. Leon, we used to be cool. Leon, we used to be friends, right? Every time she begs you and asks you over and over and over and over again, she's cleansing her system. She don't even realize it, but she's getting tired of it. She does in some certain cases, but she's getting over it. She's done with it. So she's trying to do the best that she can to hold on, because she feels herself slipping away. But you don't know that she's slipping away, because you out there fighting those demons with that Jezebel spirit. And she's just injecting those demons in you daily, hourly, weekly. You're over there playing spades and dominoes and smoking blunts and watching Netflix and chill. And you think you got a good thing going on when you don't. Because as soon as you leave, you're going to be replaced either that day or the next week. Then you are going to get your feelings hurt because you're hurting your girlfriend or your wife's feelings, or you're hurting your boyfriend or your husband's feelings, thinking that you're getting somebody better, and you're not. It doesn't happen like that way. When you hurt a good person, you leave a good home and go to a house, you don't get better. You get worse and you meet worse. I did it, my brother. I did it. Go home, my man. Go home, young lady. And so what's going to happen is, men, when we leave, we date down. Women date up. She's going to make sure you're going to see her new boyfriend or her new husband. If you take too long to get back to her, you're going to see them in the gym together. You can see at the grocery store, and you can see him in the line. And when he goes to rub her back of her head, and she closes her eyes, and at the grocery store, you don't want to see that, my man. I saw it. I had a cart full of steaks, bread, cheese, milk, cereal, ice cream. I pushed the cart to the side and left. When that man was your woman get with somebody else, if she tried to talk to you over and over and over again, and she's purged herself and she's cleansed her soul of you, and you see her at the mall or at the store, and that man behind her, he rubbing on her, and she just melting, and you could never get her to melt like that, you're going to be hurt. You're going to be sick to your stomach. You might pee your pants. My knees started to clacking, so I pushed the cart and I left. I left the grocery store. I don't want you to see anybody go through this. I don't. Go home. Take care of your husband, your wife, boyfriend, or girlfriend, you know? When you lose a good person, I'll close with this. When you lose a good person, you lose a good thing. You lose good times. You lose good feelings. You lose a good atmosphere. You lose a good friend. You lose a good mind. You lose a good health. You lose good wealth. You lose, period, when you lose a good person. Go back home, my man. Young lady, go back home, get your boyfriend, get your husband. Go back home, my brother. They waiting on you. They need you. Have a great day.